guys, this one is about Abiola. As you and I know that Abiola died 7th of July 1998, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Abiola was killed, or rather was arrested, because he declared himself at that time as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So he was accused and tried for treason. Later on, he died on the 7th of July. On this particular video is a very touching one, visiting the grave of Abiola and his wife. This one, remember, June 12th is a memorable day and date to remember Abiola, because he's one of the people that fought so hard for this democracy that we're supposed to be enjoying today, but you and I know we are not enjoying it. But I'd like us to watch this pathetic video. It's very, very touching. Listen to Abiola's son narrating how Papa died and where they buried Papa put. Let's take this one together, guys.
If you are familiar with mainland Lagos, then Towing Street is perhaps one of the most popular areas here, and that's because Chief MKO Abiola lived here and was also buried here. This building holds an immense significance to his legacy and struggle, and that's why we are here to tour this edifice. Let's get after it.
Hello, how are you?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much for being
Thank you. This is where the meetings used to happen. Most of the political meetings would happen here. Before, it was very cozy. We had lots of chairs, we had tables. So this is where they were having the meetings, and whenever they would do like a press conference. This is where, when they arrested him, this is where they picked him up. So this is my dad's room though, but we're turning it into an office, inshallah. You know? So. But this is my mom's apartment right here. So they buried her next to her apartment, June 4, 1996. So this is my mother's apartment, where I grew up personally.
Do you regret?
I regret. If I had an idea that Abacha could be so wicked, if I had an idea that these guys could be so wicked, wallahi, I would have come dragged her out. I couldn't believe that it could be. I mean, she's unarmed now. My mom's picture in one of the demonstrations that she attended, you can see the look on her face, like, of disgust. Yeah. And only God knows what they had done. You can see her hands like this. So welcome to the swimming pool area. I was standing here with my friends, and I noticed that there was somebody in the swimming pool. And I'm like, who is in the swimming pool? So I ran to see who was there. It was my younger brother, Abdul Mumuni. He had fallen in and he was drowning. So my father came back home and he heard that that's what happened. So he now gave order that they should remove the water. So since then, there's no more pool again. So every Friday, we do Friday prayers here. So people come in from all around the neighborhood, and it's really packed. But generally, it's just for the children and those who live in the compound. One of the Qur'ans that my father he donated and he distributed across Nigeria, one of the first English Qur'ans.
Did he have a favorite spot where he used to say his prayers when he comes into the mosque?
Like I said, we rebuilt the mosque. So this is not the mosque how it was when my father was alive. We rebuilt it like 3 years ago. Before, the drivers would stay here, the houseboys, the gardeners, they will stay here. You know, but now it's just some of our relatives that stay here now. You know, and this is going to the basketball court and the soccer field. I remember my dad was a very good runner. Yeah, we used to race him. He would race us, even when he was in his 40s, he used to race us, and he would beat us. Everybody to come out, even today, all the kids in the neighborhood come here to come and play. soccer. They've been doing this since my father was alive. So all the neighborhood kids, this is where they come and play. They are free to come in and play anytime they want. And my mom, my dad, during the politics time, they used to cook, they used to kill cows every day. And people would just come in and our supporters, they'll come and eat. You know, when you are running campaign, it's crazy, you know. Alhamdulillah. So that's why we even like that June 12th thing. Because when that June 12th comes, people also come. So that reminds us a little bit of what it was like when Daddy was alive. The people were coming all the time. So June 12th reminds us of how people used to come to this compound. This is where my father is buried and his first wife, Alhaja Simbiat. So they are both buried here. Then you can see, may Allah forgive my dad and may Allah forgive Alhaja Simbiat, make them amongst those who go to paradise, save them from hellfire and the punishment of the grave. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Before his death, this iconic house played host to several high-profile visits. And that has also been the case many years after his death. And the reason is not far-fetched. The political tycoon and businessman cemented his name and image as a martyr for democratic ideals. And for those who believe in him, June 12th is a date they will never forget in a hurry. From the cenotaph where the legendary Chief M.K. Abiola was buried and his first wife, Alhaja Simbiat, Kelly, Egiga, Channels Television News.
But there was some politician last month, I can't remember who it was, who had said that, oh, the federal government should pay what they were owing Chief Abiola.
Right. This money is owed. Oh, absolutely. We knew that. So if you remember, I think if you go back to the IBB speech that annulled the election, he was one of the reasons they supposedly annulled that election is because he was a contractor to government, and they were owing the money. Yes, it was in that speech. He said that in that speech. So it's common knowledge that he's doing old money. And sorry, sir.
Yes.
1 second. That money has started being accumulating from the Ambassador days.
Okay, in yesterday's values, how much are we looking at? Way back in yesterday's money. Then
at that point in time, we're looking at over $200 million. No, I'm not talking about interest on interest now.
Yes, just
at least more than that.
$200 million.
So it's and that's money's done. You see, one thing about my dad will say that always keep your own end of the deal, because if things change, they can't just write you up because you didn't go through proper due diligence. At best, you'll be part of the solution. So if they're given a contract like in the ITT days for the digital exchange,
yes,
last minute you decided to award the truncating of the thing to another company, the buildings to another company, but we went ahead and imported all the equipment and waited for them to do what they should do. But what's that as a turnkey project was split just to stop the man. So it's this, like I said, this money started from the Ambassador days. It didn't just start overnight.
Is there any chance of you getting any part of the money? Are there any efforts being made? You have your dad's ally in government now, and I'm hoping that will help.
Well, I hope so.
Have you made any approach to him?
I haven't, but
2 years is gone.
It's gone.
You might have just 2 years more.
Well, we'll see how that works out, sir. But quite honestly, we'll see how it works.
Have you written off the money? It's been quite a while, though.
It's been a long while.
Have you written off the, because if you talk of $200 million of yesterday's money or more, if that body, but you have a brother who's been going all over town attacking you as if some money had been given to you,
Yeah, you know how it works. The bigger the head, the bigger the headache. I am the fourth son.
How many siblings do you have?
We're quite a number. Yeah.
Okay, so Yoruba is that we don't count the children.
My father even said that himself. So he said that himself. So we're quite a number.
You're quite a number, but do you have regular family meetings in which decisions are made?
It's difficult to do that because we're all over the place.
Yeah.
But
you don't belong to like a WhatsApp group where you can discuss things?
Unfortunately, we don't. I blame myself partially for that. But,
why is it difficult to... I'm just asking the question. It's not as if I don't... Where you have different mothers and so on and so forth, all kinds of things.
There's a lot of intricacies there because number one, you have to have passed a DNA test to even qualify. So,
but they say they can recognize some by their ears.
No,
if you take off your headphones, their noses. I can tell you this for free. I remember way back then, I went to some house in Maryland, and I saw these two boys. They'll be grown now. I was so uncomfortable that these kids look like, and until she's late now. The person who I went there with pulled me aside. I said, your dad has a set of twins, right? 2 boys.
2 boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They lived that time in Onibombo. They look so much like him, the ears, and like take off your headphones and let's see the So it's been difficult for you to coordinate all these because the impression being given, especially by your brother who's making the rounds in I think his name is Jamie or so.
The few of them.
Yes, the impression is that you are sitting on a whole lot of money.
So, and also you must understand the psyche is very different. We helped create that value.
Yes.
We helped to create that value. We've been creating value when he was in his diapers, basically. And we helped build that value. The sentiment we attach to it is totally different from theirs.
Yeah.
From his.
From
so it's not a case of just... there's so many things they've done, properties they've sold, forged my signature, my brothers, my dad, my this. But the core assets... We still protect. Why? Because MKO should be known for a lot more than just philanthropy or being a good guy.
Yeah.
This man, like you said earlier, only created a lot of value.
Yeah.
Like we were the largest single private sector employer in Nigeria.
At that time, yes.
We were in every local government in this country, basically, through Community Concord and the oil and gas or farming or some directly even through LCN. The whole we were ITT, we were everywhere. So that has to be sustained somewhat. Now the government of the day had made it near impossible, or the governments of the past
yes,
made it near impossible to operate, and that has eroded the equity and the values.
Yeah,
but we honestly do believe things will turn around, and those assets would be of use.
Are some of the physical assets still in place? Like the bakery, the Concord?
Okay, they went ahead and stormed the place, sold off equipment,
You're kidding? So all those buildings are gone. What about Jibo, the ITT? That's a symbolic one.
No, that was a rental.
It was a rental.
Yes, sir, back then. That was a rental back then.
Okay, because the house was, and your dad never made an attempt to buy it.
I'm not sure. It never crossed.
Because he's
never want to have too many assets as such. He will tell you I can only sleep in one house. People tend to build houses or buy houses.
He had many bedrooms. He had many bedrooms. He had many bedrooms.
That's what we say. Nobody's going to live forever. That's why we should live a good life, leave a good footprint, so that those we left behind will always reference to us in a positive manner. What do I know? This is NAIJA Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that is affecting you and I. Take care, guys, and bye for now.